Coming up, Philippine Tzu Chi volunteers hold an aid distribution helping Typhoon Trami survivors. We discover the myth behind skincare products and learn the truth behind these misconceptions. Welcome to Dara Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. We kick off today's program in the Philippines, where it remains devastated by Typhoon Trami and a southwest monsoon, with flooding still covering many areas of the country. One of the worst hit areas is Cavite province, with some 53,000 families affected. Tzu Chi volunteers held their first aid distribution last Saturday, August 24, in the municipality of Carmona, and helped a total of 1,196 families. Many survivors who met Tzu Chi for the first time were deeply moved by the Buddhist NGO's work to reach out to those in need.
Here at the aid distribution held by Tzu Chi in Carmona of Cavite province, 7-month pregnant Evelyn Ricote burst in tears upon seeing Tzu Chi volunteers as she speaks of the flood.
I didn't know Tzu Chi volunteers were so kind. They travel all the way from Manila to help us. The relief items are a great help to us. This is my first meeting with Tzu Chi, and I am so moved.
39-year-old Marita Abya and her family had to evacuate to a nearby shelter when the flood came and had lost everything. Tzu Chi's timely assistance means a great deal to her family.
I'm moved by your sincere love because all the volunteers seem like they come from good backgrounds, yet they don't forget to help others. You not only give us aid supplies, but also inspire our hearts. Tzu Chi's great love is really a selfless spirit.
Sa kanila, yung nangangailangan po ng tulong.
Cavite province was one of the worst hit regions after the flooding. Tzu Chi volunteers bring relief items to help 1,196 families and inspire local businesses to take part in the distribution.
Feel good also to partner with Tzu Chi because when we partner with them, we feel light, and it seems that it's really an opportunity to help other people.
Tzu Chi is a real help to us. However, when disasters strike in the future, we can't always rely on the government or charity organizations to help. I hope our residents will reduce their garbage and start recycling, and also not construct illegal buildings along the riverside. Only that way will we avoid disasters.
It is said natural disasters are warnings for humans to act differently. While Tzu Chi volunteers deliver their love, they also encourage residents to pay the love forward and join in the ranks of safeguarding the planet.
Moving to Taiwan, there are currently some 520,000 indigenous residents, which make up 2% of the country's population. The number of tribes in the country has also increased from 9 to 14. Although we're seeing a growing ethnic consciousness among the general public, stereotypes such as indigenous people like to drink still exist in today's society. In our next report, we take a look at the efforts that various tribes and Tzu Chi have put into helping Taiwanese indigenous residents rediscover their own culture. The beautiful Shanyuan Bay is the only sandy terrain on the east coast of Taiwan. The Amis people refer this place as the Glittering Land. Starting from 2003, the Taidong County government started to give private businesses permission to build hotels on this piece of land through the build-operate-transfer model.
Many indigenous people thought that this area would be transformed into a tourist attraction with hotels, villas, hot springs, and much more. However, some also think that these projects could destroy the natural habitat around this area.
Beachfront or ocean view, these are the catchy slogans used by many bed and breakfast and hotels along the bay. However, behind these beautiful buildings are countless environmental hazards.
This place is the core of our agricultural development. If we don't pay extra attention in caring for it, what will our children do in the future? Nowadays, people eat food with pesticide residues, and many are okay with it. We should try to grow crops without using pesticides.
To rediscover ancient wisdoms, many middle-aged indigenous people have started to look into their culture once again.
All of us are afraid that we will slowly lose our culture because for 2 to 3 generations, we were not allowed to speak our own language. It was a shame that we could not embrace our culture freely. I think these problems still exist today.
A reason behind their concerns may be tied to the stereotypes that still exist today.
It is very common that when people think of alcohol, they think of indigenous people. They think that indigenous people are all alcoholics. That is a stereotype.
In fact, cultural heritage is a big reason why indigenous people are often associated with alcohol.
We feel that some of the tribal rules are slowly being forgotten because some of the tribes and traditions are falling apart. Nowadays, we don't have the power to gather all the indigenous people together.
To safeguard the health of indigenous people, starting from 2011, Tzu Chi has been advocating the message of drinking tea instead of alcohol in Hualien County.
After I did some research on the history of indigenous people, I realized that alcohol is mainly used in rituals, so it is considered as a sacred item. We also explained to them that drinking alcohol will increase the risk of developing gout. Uric acid crystals will build up in the body and joint pain or swelling may occur.
To make sure solitary seniors can live in safety, Tzu Chi volunteers have thoughtfully set up safety facilities in various tribal communities. On the other hand, with young people moving to the cities, traditions are slowly fading away.
Many young people moved to city in search of a better life because they couldn't find stable jobs in the tribe. Luckily, we are slowly in seeing these people returning home and use their skills to improve their communities.
Currently, there are approximately 520,000 indigenous people in Taiwan, which accounts for 2% of the country's population. The number of tribes has also increased from 9 to 14 as more and more youngsters are willing to accept and carry on their traditions.
With more and more youngsters returning home, they can combine the traditions passed down by older generations and new ideas they have learned in the city. This will change the tribes for the better, whether it is passing down tradition to younger generations or improving the organization of communities.
In weather reports that we watch on TV, we often come across the term chance of rainfall, which plays a vital role in deciding our schedules and activities for the next day. However, rainfall prediction has always been a weak point for Taiwan's meteorology field. Recently, the National Applied Research Laboratories developed a system which will provide a better prediction of the areas that will most likely flood over the next 72 hours in cases of rain or typhoon. Here's more. Good evening, everyone. The Weather Bureau has issued a land warning for Typhoon Trami at 8:30 p.m. tonight.
Whenever a typhoon hits Taiwan, the nation pays close attention to the Bureau's updates as weather experts busily work at weather prediction for the immediate future.
Theoretically, if the weather doesn't change too much, we can be more accurate. In an area, we will find clouds everywhere, and how they interact with each other may differ. Though I can get an accurate report on the area under specific cloud formation, but if there is a typhoon on the other side, I won't be able to get a good report. In weather forecasting, we have never been great at rainfall prediction.
Taiwan Central Weather Bureau once even cancelled their rainfall forecast to avoid providing the wrong predictions. It is only with newer technologies that there is now hope of more accurate weather reports.
Before, we used to predict typhoon patterns in 100-kilometer blocks, but now we have minimized that to just 1-kilometer blocks, and that means we are able to better predict weather patterns.
In the 80s, computer numerical predictions were much debated in the country's meteorology field, as weather reports were still dependent on hand-drawn data and human predictions. However, after the year of 2000, it became clear that computers were more reliable than human minds. The National Applied Research Laboratories recently developed a system which will predict the townships and towns that are likely to flood over the next 3 days in cases of torrential rain, and its accuracy rate stands at 80%.
The new system will be activated when the sea warning has been issued, and we will announce the area that will potentially be flooded over the next 72 hours.
3天的淹水的几率做一个情资的研判。欧洲的数字。
By 2020, the numerical weather prediction models used in Europe or other countries around the globe will be minimized to just 5-kilometer blocks. This means that the Europeans might have a more accurate forecast of our weather. If we don't improve, we shouldn't be surprised if the British Weather Bureau produces better forecasts of our weather than us.
As globalized weather forecast becomes a trend, whether Taiwan will be able to catch up or take the lead will depend on the efforts we put forth over the next few years.
Most women use a range of skincare and cosmetic products, and while working to maintain our external beauty and appearance, how much do we really know about the products we're using? Many skincare and cosmetic products come with a lot of hidden secrets. How do you know what's best for your skin? Today, in the first of our 5-day series of reports, we reveal 5 skincare myths and learn the facts behind these popular misconceptions.
Not everyone is good at conducting experiments. However, there is one experiment which we are good at and do every day, but we are never too sure of its outcome. A well-known Japanese cosmetic maker recalled its whitening products after discovering that it caused white patches and discoloration on users' skin. Although the products were taken off the shelves, the harm it caused to consumers remains. Or you might say this is just an exception. While sticking to your daily skincare routine, does it protect your skin or does it cause harm? Let's find out using a skin monitor. What appears at first glance to be a problem-free skin, through partial close-up enlarged by 50 times, the skin's hidden secrets are as clear as day.
I can tell. You apply toner after you wash your face. It's causing a reaction to your skin, but it's not too severe. Although you use toner, you aren't using it excessively.
What? Skin toners are harmful to the skin?
Skin toners are 99.9% water, but a small amount of alcohol will be added to give your skin that refreshed feeling. However, prolonged use will cause skin irritation or dermatitis.
How familiar are you with the skincare products you use on a daily basis? Have you ever considered the effects it may have on your skin? Some find it hard to distinguish between beauty facts and common misconceptions.
All cosmetic products contain chemical substances, and depending on a product's chemical composition, it will determine whether it is harmful to your skin or not. One should not assume that an organic or natural product will possess greater safety than chemical ingredients. Whether or not these ingredients have been tested is what's important. The raw materials used in cosmetics, generally speaking, don't cost a fortune. So if the price of a serum is set at $5,000 to $6,000 NT, I don't see the need for that. The excessive use of products and the range of skincare products on the market which promote absorption and penetration into the dermal layer of the skin actually contain ingredients which can damage the epidermis. This outermost layer of the epidermis, stratum corneum, serves as the body's primary defense. But once it's damaged, your skin is easily exposed to external allergens.
The skin is the largest organ in the human body. According to studies, those who frequently wear makeup on average are exposed to 150 different types of cosmetic ingredients. Furthermore, European women consume and absorb about 2.3 kilograms of chemical substances a year from their facial cleansing products and makeup.
美容跟护肤用品虽然它不
Cosmetic and skincare products aren't consumed, so chemical absorption is less. Because our skin will serve as a defense and prevent it from penetrating into our bodies. However, it can still be absorbed into the skin with excessive and prolonged use.
Over time, the accumulation of chemical substances in your body won't just affect ourselves.
这些潜在的环境荷尔蒙。
These potentially endocrine disrupting chemicals may be directly linked to atopic dermatitis or asthma in children. It may very well be that, even before a child is born, these chemical substances travel through the placenta into the fetus, which can cause a genetic mutation. And during fetal development, during the organ development stage, that's when the problems surface.
And if we freely discard our unwanted cosmetics, it's no different than releasing these substances directly into the environment, which will eventually find its way back into the human body via the food chain. Going forward, how you choose your cosmetic and skincare products, whether it is with caution or just following your instinct, the choice is with you.
In our continuing series of reports to mark the 20th anniversary of Tzu Chi in Malaysia, to reach out to the needy in local Malaysian communities, the Tzu Chi Malaysia chapter has set up the Malaysia Tzu Chi International Medical Association in 2001, which has since not only played a role in relieving patients' suffering by providing professional treatment, but also carry on the torch of Tzu Chi's medical mission in Malaysia.
The world has over 2 million dialysis patients. However, in Malaysia alone, the annual number of new dialysis patients is 4,000 people, twice as high as a decade ago. To control the prevalence of kidney disease, Malaysia team has started health checkups on a monthly basis in late 2011.
We mainly check on their blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar level, so they will be more aware of their own lifestyle and learn to prevent kidney failure.
Understanding that prevention is better than cure, Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteers organized their first free clinic in the village of Padu in March 1999, following the approval of the local government.
博入村呐，去帮助他，已经10年，有钱有力哈，有医疗技术的有医药的，我们去补充、去关怀、去照顾。在马来西亚，我们看到了人医典范，在穷乡僻壤的地方，那他无医村呐、无医乡、无医镇，有的是在高山呐、有的呢，在非常遥远的乡下，慈济人啊，不管他多远，还是呢，不惜辛劳啊。
Through regular free clinics and community-based health examinations, Tzu Chi's health providers have gained invaluable experience. On August 23, 2001, the Timor branch of the Tzu Chi Malaysia chapter was officially established. Since then, 44 doctors, 96 nurses, and 14 medical technicians have vowed to pass on the torch of Tzu Chi's medical mission.
In the future, we will still focus on the promotion of preventative medicine so that more and more people will understand the importance of taking care of themselves.
To make Tzu Chi's medical services available to all, Timor members have also reached out to various indigenous tribes. At first, these residents refused the offer of aid from volunteers, but after months of regular visits, they finally opened up and today enjoy a strong bond with the volunteers.
We can sense these kids, although not well educated, are really good kids.
Before, most of the indigenous people living in the Kampung Bukit Asu mountain area relied on traditional medicine. Thankfully, with the arrival of TIMA members in March 2002, they not only had a chance to receive proper medical care, but also gained a better understanding of health and sanitation education.
At first, they didn't notice that there was actually a lot of garbage around them. So we showed them how to collect garbage and taught them how to put it into different categories. We told them if they had kept living in an environment full of garbage, they would get sick. Then we taught them how to classify plastic bottles, aluminum cans, and garbage. It is better to start teaching them environmentalism when they are still young.
我们先从小孩子做起啦，最小越小越好。
Doctors, I will continue to do recycling to keep our environment clean.
Over the past few years, Malaysia TIMA has not only laid a solid foundation for Tzu Chi's medical mission in Malaysia, but also brought smiles to the faces of thousands of people.
Moving back to Taiwan, the 250 young volunteers aged 3 to 13 from Tzu Chi's Jingsi Books and Cafe participated in sutra adaptation performances this past weekend, and together with their parents all have grown thanks to the countless practices over the past 2 months. Let's take a look.
"250 young volunteers of all ages from northern Taipei's Jingsi Books and Cafe are having one last rehearsal before taking the stage for their sutra performance.
During practice, when you tell children to stand still, they will continue to move around no matter how many times you give the command. However, on stage, they surprised me at how dedicated and hardworking they are.
After 2 months of practice, what the children have learned are not only the words in the scripture.
The part where the lamb is drinking its mother's milk made me think of a Jingsi aphorism that a Tzu Chi aunt told me. Family duties and virtuous deeds should never be delayed.
It's learning about how to get along with others, as everybody has their own habits. They need to learn how to be tolerant within a group and be harmonious and orderly.
A parent's support is the biggest pillar a child needs, as each child vowed to keep a vegetarian diet for 108 meals.
My mother cooked meals from vegetarian recipes from the books she found in Jingsi Books and Cafe, so I don't think eating a meatless meal is that difficult.
Purifying their heart just like an adult on stage volunteer would, for these children, the stage is ready for them to perform.
We stay in Taiwan at the end of the show. Xingyi District Tzu Chi volunteers in Taipei City were mobilized to help mentally challenged Ms. Zhou clean up her living environment. Thanks to volunteers' selfless dedication, Ms. Zhou's house is clean and tidy once again. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching the Headlines. Goodbye.